NFL Week 1 is in the books outside of Monday Night Football. Here's your rapid fire recap. And what's Week 1 without overreactions as well? Start off with the Buccaneers beating the Falcons 23-20. Baker Mayfield is a dog, and they got something special in Ibuka. Falcons, I feel, are only going to get better from here. Defense looked so much better than last year. Bengals beat the Browns 17-16. Ugly win for Cincinnati, but unfortunately, it was expected, and unfortunately as well, I think that the Bengals are going to have to win games the rest of the way this year just like that. Raiders beat the Patriots 20-13. Geno Smith set a franchise record in his debut for the Raiders. He could sling it with the best of them, really. But on the other hand, the Patriots, just a blah team right now. Cardinals beat the Saints 20-13 as well. It's Week 1. But Cardinals were inconsistent, but showed some signs of hope with Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride. Giants lose to the Commanders 21-6. This game felt like the Giants were down by 50. I know the talk of the town is starting Jackson Dart now. And honestly, as crazy as it may seem, I just don't think you bring in Jackson Dart with the way that this team is structured right now. You know, it's basically throwing him into the fire, and you just hope that it doesn't crush his spirits, especially being in New York and then dealing with all that stuff outside of football. Washington is tough to assess because of how bad the Giants were on offense. 49ers beat the Seahawks. 49ers showed a lot, dealt with injuries and on the road in hostile territory, and pulled off the win against a much improved Seattle team. Seattle's offense needs to pull their own weight this year because we know the defense will, but it's only Week 1. So we'll see what happens. Rams beat the Texans 14-9. Rams struggled on offense a bit, but defense played well. They're used to slow starts. They'll straighten it out. There was no change in the Texans, though. The Texans' offense, big issues on the offensive line, as I said in my preview. Jaguars beat the Panthers 26-10. Bryce Young struggled big time. Jaguars' defense played really well. Struggled on third down, though. But if the Jags defense can play this well this season, the Jags could be a team to kind of watch. Colts demolished the Dolphins 33-8. Daniel Jones finally fit his nickname in this game, Danny Dimes. He was throwing dimes all over the field and just had a sensational Sunday. Miami, on the other hand, terrible on all facets of the game. Broncos beat the Titans 20-12. Broncos defense came to play. Offense, not so much. Cam Ward actually looked pretty good in his debut for the Titans. Then we move on to some of the bigger games. I didn't get to talk about the Chargers and the Chiefs. Let's talk about it now. Chargers beat the Chiefs 27-21. Herbert picked apart the Chiefs defense and looked fantastic. And Kansas City, again, no matter how they look early in the season, I just know that they'll be one of those teams, those top teams at the end of the season. But it'll be interesting to see what they can do and what they come out with in Week 2 against Philadelphia. Packers beat the Lions 27-13. Honestly, though, was this game more about how good the Packers played or how bad the Lions played? And I know everyone couldn't stop talking about Micah, and he played as expected. I've watched him for 4 years. I know what Micah brings. But Detroit looked bad all around. The offense was vanilla. The defense generated no pressure. And I felt like there was more guys open than anything. Jordan Love diced them up on defense. The question really is the Packers really that good, or is Detroit just not as good as we expected? Bills beat the Ravens in an absolute classic. Game of the year. I don't think that changes until playoff time when these two face again. But this game just showed me I trust Josh Allen and the Bills way more than I trust Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. It's hard to assess both the defenses because of how good both offenses were. So we'll see as we move on towards the rest of the season. Steelers beat the Jets in, the trading of the quarterbacks. And did we have a good game. Jets got a quarterback. I've always liked Justin Fields. He just hasn't had a team around him, and I think he can elevate the Jets. But Aaron Rodgers, with the revenge game, looked like Green Bay Aaron Rodgers. And that should make the AFC North that much more fun. Overreaction number 1. The Lions are cooked this year. Absolutely. They're done. They're not good. Ben Johnson gone. Aaron Glenn gone. Coordinators are a big deal. And you saw it in Week 1 for the Detroit Lions. Overreaction number 2. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league, and the AFC will have to go through Buffalo. Not really an overreaction, but you never know how the rest of the season's going to go. Overreaction number 3 and the last one. Aaron Rodgers will be in the MVP conversation. That's your week 1 recap. What's your biggest overreaction? Drop it in the comments and follow for weekly NFL breakdowns. This is Running Up the Score.